Good morning, everyone. Jesse Webb, TradersPro. Let's take a look here start off with the buy-sell ratio. We had a pretty interesting sell-off yesterday where we had uh, a sharp move lower and then kind of a bounce. So let's look at it. Actually, we'll start out on S&P 500 SPY, where we've got momentum now that is towards the lower end of that range, and we kind of had this bottoming tail bar right here where things were selling off pretty aggressively, and then we got that bounce, that turnaround right here, right around those support areas that we've talked about. In fact, we talked about it yesterday, that we should get some kind of a support or bounce in the shorter term right here, especially now after this day. But this upper end range, this upper end resistance range, should still hold, where we may see now, still just some counter trend. So we'll see how this works out over the next few days. We've got markets are closed on Monday. A couple things to look for. Well, let's go back into directional alerts, look at the buy-sell ratio. So again, I talked about this yesterday where we get this range right here. You can just quickly glance at that and say, my bias is bearish. I need to be paying attention to bearish strategies because we've got the buy-sell ratio that is got that bearish tone to it. That's the overall bias direction. We already know that we're in this bear market, definitely on the lower end of that range. Currently, we're still bearish in a bear market, still sitting at that negative 13. Which is this number right here on this one. So we've been, this bouncing around has kind of at least slowed the significant downtrend here, and we've got just some chopping going on around here right now. So let's see if that continues. We've got this upper end range. Sentiment is still not really moving. It started to move yesterday a little bit, but that rally actually kind of pulled things back in a little bit. So again, we're at the lower end now of a shorter term downturn, and that creates this extreme range where the higher probability is not for more downside in the shorter term, but for some kind of a pause, some type of a consolidation right here. So we'll see how that works out. One of the things to remember here in the software to look for is when you're looking for sectors and things that are moving, you can jump over here to the currency, commodity, and sector areas and look to see, just glance quickly here. And sometimes you can just sort that by the month or by the week and see what may be moving right here. What's interesting this last week is we actually had consumer goods that were flat to slightly up just a little bit. So you can click on that and kind of see the chart pattern here, which is not too bad. It's actually got, a lot of bottoming tail bars right here. So we'll see, again, commodities, consumer goods, that ETF. It's a way to be able to participate in the entire sector without having to necessarily just focus on one of those individual stocks. The other thing to look for right now is gold as it's moving, and you can go in here to the sectors. You can go to the sector scan and then go over here to basic materials. You can get the mining stocks and the gold stocks right here. Just take those leaders, some of those stocks that are moving. There's several that are in that hold range as well, but this is going to be an area for you to be looking for some of those gold stocks, which are moving nicely and should continue to move well. If you don't have full access to the site, feel free to join us by clicking the link below and signing up there. We look forward to having you. Have a great day today.